here in Philtaxes, and we will be giving you an update, another tax update. This pertains to RR 21-2008, which essentially talks about interest on delinquency and deficiency taxes under the new law. So we will be comparing the old law and then the new law in relation to the interest on deficiency and delinquency taxes. We have invited a guest from Sison, Corillo, Parone and Company, Mr. Albert Fontanilla. He's a tax supervisor in Sison, Corillo, Parone and Company. Okay, we'll start with a question from Albert. Can you tell us the specific scope of this revenue regulation?
We'll be discussing about, as Sir Neil says, that's about interest. The latest, actually this is the latest revenue regulation and was issued last September 7, 2018. So, we'll just give you a background of the old law in section 249 or section 249. The old law specifies that the interest for unpaid taxes is fixed at a rate of 20%.
20%. That is in accordance with the old law.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But right now, the train law, it was amended based on the unpaid taxes with the double of the legal rate prescribed by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas.
Okay, so under the new law, it's no longer fixed at 20%,
yes,
but it is based on the rate dictated by the Bangko Sentral times 2.
Times 2, yes.
Times. So for example, the interest rate is 6%, so the double rate it's 12%. Okay.
You're right, sir. Actually, the latest interest illegal effective rate of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas in accordance with 799 Circular 799 2013 is 6%.
Okay, 6%.
Yes, sir.
So based on this RR, which was just recently issued, what is the interest rate? 6%.
6%.
And the double is 12%.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's
for
very
the
good.
tax code.
Okay, so it's no longer 20%, but it's already 12%.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what is the start, or when is the start of this application of the 12%?
It's based on the effectivity of the train law, which is January 1, 2018.
2018.
Prospectively.
So any tax payable or unpaid taxes from January 1 onwards will be levied with assessed with
taxes for with a rate of 12% already.
Okay, that's a good news for
yes, sir.
good news for everybody, but
it's lower than 8% compared to
yeah. Okay, that's good. So, but any unpaid taxes before December 31 will be still 20%. Subject to 20%. That's very clear to our listeners and to our viewers. Okay. What else? In this RR, there is what we call as deficiency interest and delinquency interest. What does it mean?
Deficiency interest, sir, shall be assessed and collected from the date prescribed for its payment.
Okay.
So, for example, sir, the taxable year 2017 income tax return, the deadline is April
15, 2018.
So, that is the prescribed date for its payment.
Okay, so say for example, a company has a 1 million tax payable on or before April 15.
Yes, sir.
So how does the deficiency interest comes in there?
The deficiency interest commences beyond the if you pay beyond the date prescribed for its payment.
Okay, so say for example, April 15, 2018, the company did not pay the 1 million, did not file tax returns, and they will file it on May 15.
May 15. So
Agree?
that's 30 days.
30 days.
30 days.
So, the interest that will be charged is a deficiency interest.
Yes, sir.
Which is based on the 12%.
Based on the 12%. Sir.
Okay, so, but that would be proportionately computed.
Computed, sir.
So, because the 12% is an annual basis. So, divided by 12, so more or less the interest, deficiency interest will be 1%
1%.
for 1 month.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good.
Exactly.
How about the delinquency interest? What does it mean?
Delinquency interest commences from the receipt or the issuance of the Bureau of the formal letter of demand
Okay, so
onwards.
delinquency interest comes in when there is an assessment or there is a notice from the BIR to pay taxes
A demand. Yes, sir.
on demand. So, we cannot say that there is a delinquency interest when there is no demand from the BIR.
Yes, sir.
So this is most probably will apply for companies who have been assessed by the BIR.
With due process, sir.
Okay, so any unpaid taxes from the time of supposedly filing up to the time of the formal letter of demand or FLD
Yes, sir.
is called as delinquency or deficiency interest.
Interest.
Deficiency tax and deficiency interest.
Yes.
So anything after the final letter of demand is already called as delinquency tax or delinquency interest that will be subject to delinquency interest. So what is the rate for delinquency interest?
It's the same, sir, as prescribed in the interest, which is 12%.
Which is 12%. And that's very good. That's very clear now. So there is no difference between deficiency interest and the delinquency interest. The rate is the same.
The rate is the same.
Okay, where is the difference now?
The difference, sir, is the base or what we call the principal.
Okay, so how will you apply now the principal?
The principal will include that deficiency tax, the surcharge, in the penalties.
Okay, for example, the company did not pay 1 million on April 15.
Yes, sir.
Okay, from April 15, they paid on May 15, so
May
more or
15.
less 30 days.
3 days.
Now, is there a surcharge on this one?
Yes, sir. There is a surcharge. The surcharge that didn't change, so it's still 25%.
25%.
Yes,
So
sir.
basically, how will you compute now the deficiency interest?
For deficiency interest, the base is the unpaid tax, which is the tax due of 1 million.
1 million.
Yes.
Okay, so that's very clear. Now, say for example that the company did not, pay anything, and then after 1 year,
We have an assessment.
there is an assessment and there is now a formal letter of demand from the BIR, April 15, 2019.
2019, okay.
So that's equivalent to 1 year. So what is now the basis of deficiency interest?
The deficiency interest, sir, no? Deficiency interest will comprise of the 1 year. The 1 year.
So basically what you're saying, the 1 million times 12%.
12%.
So
Yes.
that is the deficiency interest. So that is more or less 120,000.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, for delinquency interest, say for example, after the BIR has issued a formal letter of demand, FLD, on April 15, 2019. So, what is now the basis of delinquency interest? Say for example, the formal letter of demand is April 15, but the company paid 6 months after.
6 months after. The basis of, this is the difference of deficiency and delinquency. The basis of delinquency interest comprised of the surcharge of 25% and also the interests. And also, syempre may compromise pa yan, sir.
Okay, so assuming the numbers will be like this, 1 million plus 25%, say 1,250,000 plus the interest of 120,000, that is a total of 1,370,000.
Yes, sir.
That is now the basis for the delinquency interest, which at the end of the day, the BIR now will subject whatever unpaid,
Up to its
delinquency
payment.
taxes.
Yes, sir.
So multiplied by the 12% rate and proportionately to the number of months.
Yes.
Okay, that's very good. That's very clear now. So, what are other issues that you want to say about this new regulation?
This new regulation, compared to the old law, sir, there is a provision in RR 12/2018 that in section 5 that the imposition of delinquency and deficiency tax should not be imposed simultaneously.
So, which means what you're saying before, the BIR can, charge you deficiency and they can charge you also delinquency at the same time.
Yes, sir. In the previous law.
In the previous law.
Yes, sir.
So this one now, it's a good news for our listeners
Yes,
and for our
actually,
taxpayers because there is now a defined period between deficiency and delinquency. That's very good. That's very clear now. Now, how about the transitory provisions about this new law?
The transitory provision of this, it's the same with the train law. So,
Okay.
for example, sir, you have a unpaid or interest. It will cut the interest of 20% from the old law will cease on December 31, 2017. Then January 1, 2018, prospectively, the effective rate will be 12% because in some CPA cases, the decision may last for 2 years or to 3 years, so it will cross the effectivity of this rate.
Okay,
So,
okay. And in that case, the computations become complicated. So,
Yes, sir.
for the listeners and viewers who want to have specific computations, you may call us, text us, or email us in our number.
Yes.
So we can give you free consultations. Now, as I noticed while we are discussing about this provision, a new tax update, there were some few questions which were not answered.
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you tell us what is these questions?
The first question is the delinquency and the deficiency like in a bank that is the interest compounding?
Okay, so that's a very good concern. Will it be compounded monthly, compounded quarterly, or annually? So compounding basically means for our viewers, compounding means the interest will be added to the principal.
Yes,
Okay?
sir.
So there is no specific provision in this law that says so that it will be compounded on an annual basis. Okay? So that is still a gray area which we should ask the BIR later on. And another question which has been bothering me for quite some time while we were discussing even the old law, why do we need to differentiate delinquency and deficiency? Because if the rate is the same, it doesn't matter to me as far as I'm a taxpayer. So maybe the computations may be different, but the whole point at the end of the day is why confuse taxpayers with this one? So giving two terms and which at the end of the day will just confuse the taxpayers, which is delinquency and deficiency. The first time I read this one, to be very honest with you, I wasn't able to comprehend it. And it took me some time, based on your explanation and based on our research, to understand everything. Okay?
Okay, sir.
So do you have other concerns that you want to share with our listeners?
So if I will be giving this, it's an advantage for everyone, especially it lowered from 20% to 12%.
12%. But watch out, because the interest rate already has changed by about 4.5% additional interest just recently. So take note of that, and if there will be some additions to interest rates, we might be paying more.
Yes, sir. Because that depends on the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas.
Yeah, and based on the results of our economy.
Yes, sir.
Economic conditions. With that, I would like to thank you for all our listeners and viewers. Do not forget to like, share, tag, and what else? Share this. Comment. Distribute all our our videos. Subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much. This is Sison, the Professional-In-Pajamas, also known as Accountant-in-Pajamas. Thank you.